All right, guys, it is that time of the week. Time for our Week 7 NFL predictions. We do this every week. We predict the upcoming matchups, every single one from that upcoming NFL week, and we review how we did from the week before. We will continue more of the same in this video. So without further ado, most of you know the routine already. Let's start with the Thursday night matchup. We have the Saints and Cardinals. Two 2-4 teams, two pretty disappointing teams, and for the Cardinals, it's a completely different team, seemingly, on a short week. They lose Marquise Brown, Hollywood, for probably the whole year, unfortunately. DeAndre Hopkins comes back from suspension, and they trade for Robbie Anderson, all on a short week, so we'll see how this new receiving core works with the Cardinals. They're at home. Saints, I think they're going to go with Andy Dalton. I don't think Jameis Winston's healthy. Michael Thomas isn't going to play. Jarvis Landry, I don't think he's going to play, so the Saints are pretty shorthanded, so neither team's been impressive. I'm going to go with the Cardinals to win and cover. I think DeAndre Hopkins is going to give them a great boost. Obviously, one of the better receivers in the league when he's healthy. The Robbie Anderson trade could help them out. Hopefully, Kyler Murray gets better, and because they're at home, I will go with them. But that could go either way because the Cardinals' offense, and I mean, their offense especially, but this team they got to play better. Let's be honest, they got to play better. So hopefully they do. We'll see. But Falcons and Bengals, 2-3-3 teams. I bet many of you, including myself, didn't think the Falcons would have the same record as the Bengals through 6 games. But here the Falcons are tied for first place in the NFC South. But I told you the Falcons will be better than we thought. But this is in Cincinnati. The spread is a little disrespectful towards the Falcons, but you get it because it's the Bengals who, even though they have the same record as the Falcons, they're a contender. Falcons probably are not a contender. So the spread makes sense. I'm going to go with the Bengals to win the game, but I'm going to pick the Falcons to cover just out of respect because they're playing better than a lot of us thought, and we got to give them some respect because this is a solid and pretty surprising team. So respect to the Falcons. Lions and Cowboys, the two teams that always have a Thanksgiving game. I don't know, that's just something I noticed just looking at this matchup. The Lions, great offense. But their defense, well, let's not talk about that. But the Cowboys have a phenomenal defense. So this is maybe the best defense against one of the better offenses. But usually in these situations, the defense usually wins. And Jared Goff's going to have a tough time. I think this is a good bounce back spot for the Cowboys after losing to the Eagles, especially in Jerry World. I think Dak should be back. Don't quote me on that. I forgot to check. But regardless of who starts, I think it's Dak, but if not, even if it's Cooper Rush, this defense is too good, and with the home field advantage, I think they will have their way with the Lions. But, I mean, well, no, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to take the Lions to cover. I actually think their offense will keep them in the game like they do a lot of times. Lions lose a lot of close games. They don't usually get beaten down, so I will actually go with the Lions to cover, Cowboys to win. Colts and Titans, this is their second matchup in like 4 weeks. They played each other pretty recently. The Titans won that game. I believe, yeah, that was in Indianapolis. This game is in Tennessee. The Colts are coming off a heartbreaking win. Well, for me, that was heartbreaking to watch the Jags lose like that. But do they get revenge on the Titans and split the season series 1-1? I'm going to say no because the Titans, I think, are actually getting their rhythm together. They're looking pretty good. I think the Titans are the better team right now and pretty clearly, in my opinion, the favorite to win this division. But don't count the Jags out. But still, the Titans are probably the best team. I'll take them to win and cover, and they're at home. Derrick Henry's only getting better as the season goes on. Go figure. I mean, he does that every year, so that's not new. But, yes, Titans win and cover. Packers and Commanders. Packers, get it together, okay? Just do. 3-3, unacceptable. Commanders, okay, I know Carson Wentz is hurt. It's Taylor Heineke time, but hear me out. At this point, maybe that's not such a bad thing. Or maybe, I don't think that makes him necessarily worse because Taylor Heineke has better rapport with Terry McLaurin, and when he has been the QB, they've had some success. So this is not really a backup. This is kind of a starter Jace that Taylor Heineke is, kind of the 1B to Carson Wentz's 1A. So not really a downgrade. But the Packers need to get right here. They need their defense to play better. They need their offense to play better. Even though it's in Washington, I think I'm trusting the Packers in this get right spot. -5.5 for the spread. I think they'll win. I think they'll cover. They can't be below 500. This team's too good. I think they'll win. Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers, statistically or otherwise, just eye test, statistically, any test, they're the worst team in football. Let's be honest. They stink. PJ Walker, I think he's starting. I think Baker's still hurt. Didn't check. Doesn't matter. They want to trade their players. They've already traded one of their players in Robbie Anderson. This offense will stink no matter who's starting. And this Buccaneers defense, oh boy, they're going to have some fun. Bucs win and cover the massive -11 spread on the road, fittingly, because it's not even close. I know the Bucs are 3-3. This is still a mismatch. Panthers, worst team in the league, in my opinion. Definitely 1,000,000% worst offense. So then we have the New York Giants, the football Giants. How about the 5-1 New York Giants? Great surprise. I love the NFL for one of the reasons I love the NFL is because of this. You never know what you're going to see every year. A team can go from bottom feeding, bottom barrel level to suddenly a contender. They're playing my Jags in Jacksonville, a place where the Jags play a lot better normally than on the road. See, the Giants, I believe that they're a playoff team. I think they're legit, but, and credit to the coaching staff, credit to Brian Daboll, in spite of Daniel Jones, credit to Saquon Barkley, right? This is a really impressive team so far, but, the Jags, look, I know I always pick the Jags, but I'm being honest. The Giants, I just don't see 6-1, okay? I don't see it. I think the Jags pull off this upset and cover the spread because they play well at home. They upset some teams at home. They beat the Bills last year at home. They beat the Dolphins technically at home in London, their second home. They beat the Colts at home. They play better at home. They like to pull off some upsets, and the Giants' defense will be tough to navigate, but the Giants' offense, you know, they struggle. They go on cold streaks, and I just don't see 6-1. Yes, I'm biased. I got a couple friends who are Giants fans, one in specific, Jake. Look, I'm rooting for you, except when you play my team. Jags win, no bias whatsoever, completely objective. Browns, Ravens, AFC South battle. The Browns coming off the win. No, they lost. I'm sorry, to the Pats. Ravens, you know, this division isn't as good as we thought. The Ravens are in first place despite being 3-3 against the Browns, who, you know, they're still better than the Browns. They're -6.5 at home. I think that's fair, and I think the Ravens take this game. I just think it's a good bounce-back spot for them. Despite playing a pretty good defense, they play well at home, and Lamar's going to start playing better, I think. I don't think he's going to continue to play. He's not going to play as bad as he did last week. I think J.K. Dobbins hopefully is healthy. Hopefully, I don't know. I just think the Ravens are the better team. I don't think they're going to let themselves be below 500. They're going to try to keep first place in the division, along, or at least keep up with the Bengals, who are also 3-3 if the Bengals win. So I'm going to go with the Ravens to win and cover. Another surprising team hailing from New York, or at least East Rutherford, New Jersey, the New York Jets. What a story. They've been 4-2, went into Lambeau Field. The classic Lambeau Field. The frozen tundra wasn't really frozen, but they still won. Sauce Gardner looks like a star. Quinn and Williams know the name. That defense is legit. And who are they playing? Broncos country, let's ride. If you want to call it an offense, I just call it a group of guys trying to move the ball downfield, but to no avail. Because stop with the Broncos. I'm sorry, I can't watch them. You can't watch them. And yeah, this defense, I think, is going to continue the good times. I think the Jets win this game in Denver. I'm not really sure if the Broncos are going to turn it around. It's been 6 weeks. Maybe they do. They could. But I want to see it before I can believe it. I have to see it to believe it. I'm not going to pick the Broncos to win this game. I'm going to pick the Jets, who are doing the opposite of the Broncos. They're overachieving, Broncos underachieving. Yeah. Close spread, though. I'm surprised the Jets aren't favored, though, because the Broncos, they clearly look like the better team. Maybe it's because they're on the road, but whatever. Raiders and Texans. Raiders, one of the better 1-4 teams you will ever see. -7 at home. I think they win and cover. Texans, their only win, both teams are coming off their bye. Texans only win was heading into their bye against the Jags, and we have lost 9 straight to the Texans, which just aggravates me. But Davis Mills and company, they're one of the, down there teams. Raiders are clearly better. They've lost a lot of close games. They're better than their record. Most of us know this. Most of us can agree. I think the Raiders win this game. They cannot fall to 1-5. They're too good. They'll be at home. I think they win and cover. They win pretty comfortably there. Seahawks at Chargers. Another surprising team is the Seahawks. Maybe if this matchup happened a couple weeks ago, I might have gone with the Seahawks to pull off the road upset, and I got to give credit to their offense. I think they're going to be pretty close in this game. It'll be interesting, probably high scoring, but the Chargers are coming together as a team. They've won 3 in a row. They look really good. They look like a contender again. At least their defense looks really good. Their offense didn't look great against the Broncos, but the Broncos' defense is good to their credit. I think the Chargers win this game at home, but I'm going to take the Seahawks to cover this. I think this will be a high-scoring, entertaining game in the afternoon window. Definitely going to pay attention to that, at least somewhat. Then we have the Chiefs and Niners. Really good game. Obviously, the Chiefs, one of the best offenses perennially against the 49ers' elite defense. Is their offense elite? Well, no. But who wins this game? In San Francisco, really good game, close spread. I like the Chiefs to win and recover from their loss against the Bills. I think the Chiefs are too good to fall to 4-3, and they overcame the Bucs defense, so I think they'll overcome the 49ers defense as well, or at least do enough to win, and I don't think Jimmy G can keep up with the Chiefs offense. That's just my opinion. Then we have the Steelers and Dolphins. Tua turned the ball. Tua Tagovailoa should be back. It's great to see that he's recovered from his concussion. I think he's been cleared. Should be playing at home against the Steelers, and this is a good get-right spot for the Dolphins because Tua's shown that he's made strides this year. Definitely playing a lot better. They play well at home, the Dolphins do. They obviously beat the Bills this year at home, so this is a good get-right spot for the Dolphins. I'm going to take them to win, but I like the Steelers to actually cover because the Steelers, they beat the Bucs. Credit to them. Kenny Pickett, he didn't play great, but this Steelers defense is legit. Obviously, they basically shut down Tom Brady, and credit to them. So for that reason, out of respect for what their defense has done without TJ Watt, I think they'll make this game close, but I think the Dolphins will ultimately get the win at home. And that was the Sunday night game, by the way, guys. And last but not least, the Monday Night Football game, the Bears and Pats, a Super Bowl 57 preview between 2 future Hall of Famers, Justin Fields and Bailey Zappi. A must-see matchup that I will put everything aside to watch. And, yeah. Justin Fields against Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick's really good against young QBs. Justin Fields doesn't throw anyway. Pats riding hot. Their offense looks better. I think Bailey Zappi might be better than Mac Jones. I don't know, but it's close. That offense is going to have some fun at home. I think that playing in Foxborough is really tough, especially for a young QB. I think the spread's appropriate, and I think the Pats win in a matchup between 2 incredible quarterbacks, 2 incredibly must-watch fun teams, So interesting matchup there, and I was being sarcastic the whole time in case you guys couldn't figure that out. I don't even know why I said it. You guys are smart. Anyway, guys, those are my Week 7 predictions. And quickly, before I let you guys off the hook, Week 6. All right. I have it written down here in my classified documents. We entered 47-33 on the season. Week 6, we regressed. We went 6-8. I don't want to talk about it. Bad week, for sure. Got a lot of things wrong. So that moves our record down overall to 53-41. It's above 500, a solid amount above 500, but it should be. So we got to do a lot better to get close to that 68% I promised, or else I will be punished in some way. But guys, that's it for this video. Make sure to comment your opinions on this week's matchup. Of course, as always, I love to hear your guys' opinions. Like the video if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're an NFL fan, sports fan. You haven't done so already. I think you probably won't regret it. Probably not. Anyway, guys, that's going to bring us to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.